I step back, surveying the tangled mass of cables and lights with a critical eye. Nah, we got this lark, I say, shooting her a reassuring grin. Luke and I are total pros at this stage setup stuff by now. ¿Verdad, compa? I clap Luke on the shoulder.
Sí, sí, lo tenemos bajo control, Lark. Y declare confidently, tugging at a stubborn cable. Estamos trabajando como un equipo bien engrasado, Manuel y yo. These lights van a ser épicas, ya verás. El escenario quedará fantástico. I beam proudly, ignoring the slight wobble in the light fixture I just secured. You focus on whatever else needs doing. Nosotros nos encargamos de esto, no problema.
I enter the warehouse, arms loaded with bags of supplies, and pause to survey the scene. Manuel and Luke are fiddling with some lights, while Lark is rummaging through a box of decorations. I suppress a sigh. What a circus. Oye, ¿dónde queréis que ponga toda esta porquería? I call out, adjusting my grip on the bags. My eyes land on a particularly garish prop skull, and I shake my head in disbelief. No puedo creer que me convencierais para hacer este disparate. Under my breath, I mutter, zombies por el amor de Dios. Shaking off my irritation, I trudge over to dump the supplies in a corner, ready to get this show on the road, por muy ridículo que sea.
I hop down from the stage, dusting off my hands. Oye, dejadme echar un vistazo a eso. I hurry over to where Lark and Breixo are sorting through the bags, curiosity getting the better of me. Peeking inside, my eyes widen at the sight of the gory props. ¡Qué guay! Esto va a quedar brutal. I reach in and pull out a severed rubber arm, waving it around enthusiastically. Look at this. Imagine how cool it'll look all lit up with our lights. People are gonna flipar when they see it. I toss the arm back in the bag and rub my hands together gleefully. Okay, ¿qué más tenemos aquí? I start digging through the supplies, already picturing how amazing the space is going to look once we transform it into a zombie wonderland.
I walk in, guitar case in hand, and immediately scowl at the chaos unfolding before me. Madre mia, what is all this nonsense? I mutter, eyeing the scattered decorations and props with disdain. Luke is waving around a rubber arm like an excited child, and Breixo looks like he's 2 seconds from walking out. I shake my head, already feeling my patience wearing thin. We're supposed to be finishing preparations, not playing with toys. I snap, dropping my guitar case with a thud. I hope vosotros haven't forgotten we actually have to make this stupid festival happen.
Un montón de cosas, I reply, handing Lark a bag filled with plastic body parts and fake blood packets, mostly props, and more lights because apparently we need to light this place up like a Christmas tree. I roll my eyes slightly. This whole thing is getting a bit wild. Well, I'm not sure how we're going to set all this up, but I guess we'll figure something out. I shrug, my gaze wandering around the space to assess how much more work lies ahead. Que lío.
¿Qué? Oye, espera. I protest as Manuel abandons me with the lights to go mess with decorations. Pero, las luces... I trail off, watching him walk away with a growing sense of indignation. With a huff, I turn back to the tangled mess of cords and bulbs, determined to figure it out on my own. Fine, I'll deal with this then, I mutter under my breath. I don't need anyone's help. I start fiddling with the lights again, brow furrowed in concentration. I'll show them. I'll have these lights rigged up perfectly in no time. Just watch.
Spirit of things, I mutter, shaking my head. What a joke. I glance down at the tangled webs, grimacing.
Ridículo.
But I begrudgingly start draping them over some old machinery, as if I know how cobwebs should look in a zombie apocalypse.
Appa! I yelp, as the lights suddenly flicker on, bathing the space in an eerie glow. I did it! Lo conseguí! I shout triumphantly, thrusting my fist in the air. Then I freeze, realizing everyone is staring at me. Clearing my throat, I quickly add, las luces están funcionando bien ahora. No problema. I busy myself coiling up excess cord, avoiding their gazes. Hopefully no one noticed how long that took me.
A faint smile tugs at the corner of my mouth despite myself. Only in this band would we be spending our Sunday morning transforming an abandoned warehouse into a post-apocalyptic nightmare. I suppose there are worse ways to spend the day, though I wouldn't admit that aloud. I take the jumble of streamers from Lark with a small nod, silently beginning to pick at the knots. Claro, no problem, I murmur, focusing intently on the task at hand. Anything to avoid getting sucked into more of Manuel's enthusiastic ramblings. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Elias scowling at the cobwebs like they personally offended him. I bite back a snort. Typical. The man takes himself far too seriously.
These malditas telarañas are everywhere, clinging to my fingers and wrapping around my arms. I growl in frustration as I try to shake them off. only succeeding in getting them more tangled. Me cago en todo, I curse under my breath, wrestling with the webby mess. Why did I agree to this idiotic idea again?
Uf, qué desastre. Watching Elias struggle with the cobwebs brings out the mischief in me. Oye, ¿necesites ayuda en baixo, chaval? I call out, unable to resist poking fun. Those telarañas got you good, eh? I snicker, earning me a glare from Elias. Oops, maybe not the best move. I clear my throat and quickly add, En serio, let me help with those cobwebs. Can't have you stuck there all dia. I bound over to assist.
I glower at Luke as he bounces over, all sunshine and puppy dog energy. I don't need your help, I snap, yanking harder on the stubborn cobwebs. Just leave me alone and go back to your precious lights. But even as I say it, I can feel the cobwebs ensnaring me further. Damn it. Maybe I do need some help after all.
I roll my eyes at Elias's grumbling. Always so grumpy. No seas tan cabezota, I chide, already tugging at the cobwebs entangled around him. It's fine, really. I'm here now, so let me just... I bite my lip in concentration, extracting him from the webby mess, careful not to get it caught on myself.
I stand stiffly as Luke works to free me from the cobweb trap, jaw clenched tight. Part of me wants to shove him away, but I force myself to stay still. Gracias, I mutter grudgingly, once he's finally pulled the last sticky strands off me. I brush myself off brusquely.
I smirk as I watch Luke free Elias from the cobweb trap. Pobrecito looks like he just fought a spider army. Cuidado con esas telarañas, Elias. I chuckle, pulling out some rubber guts and fake blood from the prop box. Oye, Lark, catch. I toss her a severed hand. Gotta make it seem like the zombies had a fiesta in here. Chale. I start lobbing the nasty bits around, cackling. It's gonna be so brutal. Can't wait to see the faces when they come in.
Well, well, looks like I've wandered onto the set of a horror film. Cobwebs strewn haphazardly, mood lighting casting ominous shadows, and are those dismembered limbs littering the floor. Lovely. I tuck my hands in my pockets, lips twitching with restrained amusement as I survey my bandmates' efforts. Quite the transformation from the derelict shell we found a mere week ago. Perhaps this zombie nonsense will prove interesting after all.
Ui! I jump as something wet splats against my cheek. Reaching up, my fingers come away streaked with crimson. Appa! I yelp, scrubbing frantically at the stuff. Fake blood? Really, Manuel? I shoot him an exasperated glare. Watch where you're throwing that. Shaking my head, I turn back to Elias. See? Liberado de las malvadas telarañas. Don't mention it, eh?
I flash Luke a grin as I lob another handful of gore across the room. Oops, sorry, Gwei. You looked like you could use some color. I wink, enjoying his exaggerated reaction. Gotta keep these guys on their toes.
Ha, ha. Muy divertido, I mutter sarcastically. But two can play at that game. I grab a handful of the rubber innards and wing them right back at his cocky face. Ha! See how he likes it. My annoyance fades quickly, replaced by determination.
I duck just in time as the slimy rubber guts sail over my head. I whirl around and point at Luke, eyebrows raised. Oh, so that's how it's gonna be, eh? I chuckle deviously. Challenge accepted, Guero. I reach into the prop box and pull out a plastic chainsaw dripping with fake blood, revving it menacingly. Better run, antes que te atrape. I lunge forward, fake weapon raised. This is gonna be a fun day.
Uy! Yikes. That escalated quickly. My eyes widen at the sight of Manuel charging at me with the chainsaw prop, fake blood flying. Espera! Espera! I yelp, throwing my hands up. So much for staying focused. I dart behind a stack of crates, heart pounding. Okay, think fast, Luke. Time to retaliate. I scan the area and my gaze lands on the fog machine. Perfect. I sneak over and switch it on full blast.
Catching myself just before I faceplant. Mierda! I shout, rubbing my shin. Fantastic. I bet that leaves a bruise. Just then, Manuel's voice cuts through the haze.
Luke, is that you? I hear someone curse in the fog and assume it's Luke hiding from me. I charge forward, plastic chainsaw raised high. Te tengo! I shout triumphantly as I barrel through the mist. But instead of Luke, I bowl straight into a shorter figure and knock them flat. Whoops, not Luke after all. I peer down at Brexo, who is sprawled on the floor looking less than thrilled. I give a sheepish grin and lower the chainsaw. Hey, Brexo, me bad. Thought you were someone else.
I blink up at Manuel in disbelief as he looms over me, plastic chainsaw in hand. ¿En serio? I deadpan, not even bothering to get up yet. Thought I was Luke, did you? Sí, porque nos confunden todo el tiempo. Somos prácticamente gemelos. I roll my eyes.
I shrug at Brexo's sarcasm, offering him a hand up. Hey, hard to tell in all this smoke, boy. Thought maybe he shapeshifted or something. I pull him to his feet and pat him on the back. But nah, no worries though. I'll get him next time. I glance around, still not seeing Luke anywhere in the hazy warehouse. Hiding pretty good, I'll give him that. I rev the chainsaw a couple more times for effect. Luke, come out and face your doom.
Appa! Darkness descends as I yank the plug. I giggle gleefully to myself. Take that, Manuel. Who's the mastermind now, eh? I crouch low, creeping silently through the shadows. Ooh, what do we have here? I fumble around and my fingers brush a rubbery texture. Perfecto. I grab the fake entrails and stuff them in my pockets, already envisioning my epic scare. I slink towards Manuel's voice, a wicked grin spreading across my face. Oh yes, revenge shall be mine.
The darkness presses in around me and my heartbeat kicks up a notch. I swallow hard, gripping the plastic chainsaw tighter. Come on, man. Get it together, I tell myself. No need to freak out. It's just a power outage. Nothing to worry about. Except, I can't shake the memory of those hands grabbing me in the dark last time. The sharp sting of pain, the metallic tang of blood. A shudder runs through me. Stop it, I scold myself firmly. You're fine. It's just Luke messing around. I force myself to take a deep breath, then another. Luke, stop screwing around, I call out, trying to sound more confident than I feel. Turn the lights back on, now. I wait, straining my ears for a response. But there's nothing. Only silence and the thick pressing darkness. Great. Just great. Puta madre.
Shh! I freeze at the sound of Manuel's voice cutting through the darkness. Can't let him know where I am. I hold my breath, heart pounding. I scan the area, grateful for my decent height allowing me to peek over obstacles as I spot Vicente's shadowy outline. Perfect target. I reach into my pocket and pull out a handful of goopy fake intestines. Taking aim, I lob them in his direction with a mighty heave. Zas! Direct hit. I clamp both hands over my mouth to stifle my snickers. Oh man, wish I could see his face right now.
I start violently as something wet and gross smacks me square in the chest.
Joder.
I recoil in alarm, reflexively batting at the mess coating my shirt. My fingers come away tangled in some kind of sticky, ropey substance. Repulsivo. Wiping my hands frantically, I glower into the darkness, as if being stuck in this bloody warehouse wasn't bad enough. Brilliant, just brilliant.
I sigh heavily in the sudden darkness, rubbing my temples. Fantástico. I lean back against the wall, crossing my arms. Should have stayed home jugando al ordenador.
Appa! I freeze as I hear Breakshaw's grumpy voice nearby. Sounds like he's leaning against the wall. Perfecto. I fish in my pockets for another fistful of slimy fake organs. Taking careful aim in the general direction of his complaining, I launch my gooey projectile with all my might. Zas! Nailed him. I scuttle backwards, putting some crates between us. Oh man. 2 down. I'm on fire today. Merde de deux. I hope Lark heard that epic shot.
Hostia puta! I sputter as something wet and disgusting smacks me in the face. I flail around blindly, trying to scrape off the slimy substance. Que asco! I can feel it dripping down my neck and soaking through my shirt. Who threw that? I demand irritably, wiping at my face with my sleeve. Not funny, tios. I glower into the darkness, knowing it was probably Luke's doing. That bicho raro better hope I don't find him first. I kick at the floor petulantly, my shoe connecting with something squishy. Maravilloso, now it's all over the floor too. Que desastre. I shake my head in disgust.
My foot lands in something wet and slippery, and I recoil, grimacing. Oh hell no. Oi, whoever's chucking crap around, cut it out already, I shout, my voice trembling slightly. We don't have time for this shit. Look, I swear to God, knock it off before I break off as a flash of light catches my eye. Is that a phone screen? I squint, trying to make out who's holding it. My heart pounds erratically, the darkness feeling oppressive. I hate this, being unable to see, unable to defend myself.
Time for my grand finale. I grab the biggest, grossest prop intestines I can find, looping them around my arm like some macabre lasso. Crouching low, I prowl toward Manuel's unsuspecting silhouette. Almost there. Just a little closer. Ha! I leap out with a blood-curdling yell, swinging my gruesome ropes wildly. The rubber guts smack Manuel full in the face with a juicy slap. Toma ya. Gotcha! I crow triumphantly.
Suddenly it's like I'm back in that dark factory, hands grabbing me from the shadows. Panic surges through me and I lash out instinctively. My hands close around fabric and I yank desperately, pulling someone down on top of me as I fall. We land in a tangled heap, Luke yelping in surprise. Get off! I shove him away roughly, scrambling backwards until my shoulders hit the wall. I draw my knees up to my chest, wrapping my arms around them tightly. My breath comes fast and shallow, heart hammering against my ribcage. I'm dimly aware of the others shouting in confusion, but their voices seem distant, muffled.
Vale. I throw up my hands defensively, wincing as my elbow smarts from hitting the concrete. Chill out, Manuel. It's just me. I climb unsteadily to my feet, brushing myself off. What's with him? I fumble in my pocket for my phone, switching on the flashlight. The beam illuminates Manuel hunched against the wall, looking pale and shaken. Whoa, I guess I must have really scared him. I didn't mean to take it that far. Hey, I'm sorry, okay? I was just messing around, I offer lamely, taking a step towards him. Lo siento mucho. I run a hand through my hair awkwardly, not sure what else to say.
Bloody hell, what a mess. I can hear Manuel hyperventilating and poor Luke looking quite chagrined, phone torchlight bobbing as he shifts his weight nervously. I sigh wearily, running a hand down my sticky shirt front in distaste. Right then, I suppose I ought to sort this lot out before it escalates further. Wouldn't want anyone actually getting hurt. I clear my throat pointedly as I approach. All right then, enough pissing about in the dark, see? Let's switch the lights back on before one of us breaks our neck tripping over this rubbish. I aim for a tone of mild exasperation rather than anger. No point making the situation worse. I think we've all made our point about how dodgy the security is here. Eh? No more sneaky attacks, por favor. Some of us would prefer to leave without extra bruises if it's all the same. I glance meaningfully at Luke, quirking an eyebrow. There. Bit of humor and redirect. See if we can't salvage this disaster of a rehearsal.
I sit up straighter, still breathing hard. The panic starts to ebb as I take in Vicente's reassuring presence. Luke's apologetic expression. Por Dios, what a scene I'm making. I drop my head into my hands, exhaling slowly. Get it together, I tell myself sternly. You're fine. See, yeah, I manage hoarsely, looking up. Sorry about that. Guess I'm just jumpy after that time at the old factory, you know. I try for a crooked smile, hoping to ease the tension. I unfold myself stiffly, wincing at the ache in my tailbone. Serves me right for losing my shit like that. I swipe self-consciously at the fake entrails smearing my shirt, lips twisting ruefully. So much for keeping a cool image. At least I gave Luke a proper scare too. Not that I meant to, but I clear my throat. Right then. Lights on sounds good. And hey Luke, points for commitment, I guess. I clap him on the shoulder as I pass, giving it a squeeze. But maybe want a guy next time, eh, compadre?
Que tonto soy. I nod along, as Vicente suggests turning the lights on, mentally kicking myself for letting things get out of hand. My cheeks flush with embarrassed heat as Manuel claps my shoulder, even as relief washes through me. Lo siento de verdad. I didn't mean to freak you out like that. I insist earnestly, gazing at him. Pobre hombre. Nearly gave him a heart attack. I thought you'd find it hilarious, but I forgot about the whole, factory thing. I wave a hand vaguely, not wanting to dredge up bad memories. Shifting awkwardly, I pull at the damp patches on my shirt with a wry grimace. Ugh, I reek. Anyway, yeah, lesson learned. No more ninja attacks, promise.
I sigh heavily, pinching the bridge of my nose. Madre mia, I mutter under my breath, scrubbing at my face where the fake guts and blood had splattered me earlier. I shake my head in exasperation. This is exactly why I prefer to keep to myself.
You alright there, Brazo? You look a bit splattered. I smirk, trying to play it cool and hide the fact that my heart is still racing. I'll be damned if I let him see how much that stupid prank shook me up. Teasing is way better than admitting weakness, see? I saunter over, plucking a piece of rubber intestine from his sleeve with a flourish. New fashion statement. I toss it at him with a chuckle, hoping my voice doesn't betray me. I glance up at Lark as she approaches, the concern evident in her eyes. Por Dios. She probably thinks I'm loco after that little display. I force a casual shrug, even as my pulse still thrums erratically. Yeah, nah, estoy bien. I lie smoothly, accepting the mossy streamers from her with a grateful half-smile. Just, got a little carried away in the moment. Too much method acting, I guess. I chuckle weakly, avoiding her gaze.
I give Manuel an understanding smile and a gentle pat on the elbow as I pass by. I don't press him further, sensing he needs space after getting spooked.
Haha, muy graciosa, I reply dryly, shooting Lark a deadpan look. Red's definitely my color. I gesture sarcastically to my gore-streaked shirt. Should match those lovely camisas my tia Mafalda always gives me, eh? I snort quietly, shaking my head. Madre mia, this day couldn't get any more ridiculous. I accept the wet wipes with a murmured thanks, scrubbing ineffectually at the sticky fake blood.
Hey, well, at least it's getting some of the color off of you, I point out. Although the fake blood still leaves behind a pink stain on his skin, I don't say that. At least it isn't vividly red.
Sí, fantastico. Now I look like a sunburnt tomato instead of Carrie at prom, I remarked wryly, glancing down at the pink-tinged wipe. I crumple it up with a sigh, stuffing it in my pocket. I tug self-consciously at my stained shirt. Right, porque nobody will notice me walking around looking like a human raspberry. I roll my eyes heavenward. This is precisely why I prefer to blend into the background.
Hey now, berries are delicious, I quip playfully, and toss the wipe. Anyway, besides these streamers, what else needs to be done? I address the others, anyone who might know what else needs doing.
I rub the back of my neck awkwardly, avoiding Lark's gaze. My face feels hot, but I hope she thinks it's just leftover fake blood. I clear my throat and start picking up scattered zombie parts to keep my hands busy.